partnership with Vela. All three of these organizations gave us very generous grants that have allowed us to make our camp 100% free. Um, give our everybody who's attended camp at least one private lesson, and also provide software to those who needed it. So we want to thank them very much for that. Also, the Bornstein family, the Anderson family, and the Carrara family also gave us generous donations throughout the year. So, with that said, we will get right into it with Mr. Delisfort. All you will.
All right. Welcome back for those who were here last week, and welcome to those who this is the first time. So, Dominic, you wasn't with us, right? Camilo, were you with us last week?
Sorry, I'm just getting my stuff started.
Oh, you
No.
good? Okay. Um, just a quick recap for you two. In the Dropbox folder, you're going to find a couple PDFs that I put in there. Just simply talks about um notation, musical vocabulary, instruments, mindsets of this is from the Samanestico Complete Arranger. It's it's a arranging book that I've been using since high school that I've been following. So it talks about instruments, its range, the proper range that it's written in, the proper range of the actual instrument. Well, what instrument do you play, Camilo?
Trumpet.
Trumpet. And Dominic, you play what?
Piano.
Piano. All right. So it talks about all the instruments in their range, where they're written, um, the timbre of each range. So the goal of these three PDFs, which is about maybe 48 pages worth of information, um, for you to go and read on your own. Um, it'll be a fun read. It just literally talks about instruments and what makes them unique, the sound, the timbre of each instrument. The goal is to learn and memorize as much information as possible. So when you're writing for a smaller group, whether it's a trio up to a orchestra, you can really learn how to understand the sound that you want. You know, so if you're writing a song about I don't know, your first day of class, that might be a terrifying moment, right? So how can we get that sound from that experience using these instruments? And if you're going to use a gong, where are you going to write the gong? What is going to be the hits? If you're going to use a timpani, what are the ranges, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So just a quick recap on that. So please go in the Dropbox, take a look at it, and just read it. That's the best I can say. All right, so let me continue. So now I wanted to focus more, since we got a good number back, just straight up on arranging, building an idea and starting where that idea is and branching out from it. So I'm going to share some ideas that I've done in the past and see how we've come about doing so. All right, let me do this. Okay, can you see this PDF that I'm scrolling up and down? All right. So it's an original composition entitled "Arbitrary Enforcement." The story behind the song is always good to know the story behind the tune, right? Um, I basically got tackled by some cops coming home and hurt my knee pretty bad. Got mad. I went home and wrote a song about it. Yes, that was the quickest recap I've ever given. So I got together, wrote this melody. I'm trying to get this piano patch. Finale plays whatever the last patch you had. Okay. I'll play for you in 2 seconds. Okay. All right. Let me scroll down so you can see a good portion of it. All right. Did we hear that much? All right, one more time. It's the melody. So now, we'll be dealing with arranging. I'm always thinking of four major steps. This fifth step that I'm thinking of is more of an optional thing, but that's later at the very tail end of it. But my first four steps, I'm thinking writing the melody, which you just heard. Do 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 de da 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 da. Do de do do de do do de. Do do de do do de de do do de de da da de do do de. All right, that's the first step that I'm thinking. The second step I'm thinking is drafting and sketching an idea. That sketching the idea is anything that will bring out the story to the melody that I have that you heard. So, what additional things can I do to this melody? Because the melody is the song, right? That's the song that we're trying to build out. We're trying to sketch. We're trying to arrange and that we've composed. So now I'm thinking of, how do I get into the melody? What are ways that you could get into a melody? Can anyone think of a way that you can get into a melody? Just tell me. A very popular one starts with an I.
Intro.
Intro. There you go. All right. So I'm thinking of things like an intro, an outro, interlude, melody, pre-chorus, bridge, anything like that will go ahead and complement this melody. That comes with the second part, sketching and drafting the idea. The third part, after I sketched and draft the idea, I'm arranging it. Now I'm putting it where it needs to be. Intro, boom, melody, or intro, melody, interlude, solo, interlude, melody, outro, whatever that may be. I'm going to do that. Then my fourth step will be orchestrating it all. Now putting it into finale, and writing the chart out, adding here how I'm going to color it, how I'm going to write all this different ideas that I want. Do 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 de, da 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 da. Right. And the beginning of the lyrics is, the lines have been drawn without knowing, our rights never lawfully owned. Right. That's just the first eight bars. Those are lyrics to the first 8 bars. The line have been drawn without knowing, our rights never lawfully owned. I mean, does that sound like a happy statement, a sad statement, a dark statement, a depressed statement, a excited? I mean, what does that sound to you? Anyone?
I
Dark
say it
and
sound angry, yeah, and dark.
Angry and dark. Okay. So now when I'm orchestrating it, what vibe am I going for? According to you, Jordan, the vibe that I'm going to go for is a more dark and angry sound when I'm orchestrating it. You see what I'm saying? So how that orchestration is like a big part of it, but it's really at the tail end of writing all of this. Now, how can I get this vibe on paper? And the final last step is when you're performing it, your musical interpretation. To me, that's an optional thing. It's more about how you want it to be played, how you telling musicians to play it, or how you want, or how you know that Darian's going to play it on the drums. How is Gregory going to play it on the clarinet? You know what I mean? So you could be thinking like, all right, well, I got Gregory in mind playing it, so a good portion of it, the notes that I'm writing will be because he's playing it. Right? That's an optional thing because it could go with anybody. Who knows who you may hire. So we have this melody that written. Now let's hear the harmonies up with it, which it would be our it's a little bit more of the orchestrating but drafting idea. So come through for everybody? All right. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, I got this melody. Now I want to come up with the drafting and sketching idea. So I want to come up with the intro. The vibe of it is dark. So I'm looking for more of a blaxploitation. And has anyone ever checked out any blaxploitation music? 70s it's really funky guitar.
Yeah, man. Go like Shaft, Foxy Brown.
Come on now.
Yeah, y'all never. Come on, y'all done seen at least seen the original Shaft, right? Cameron, you look like you seen.
Yeah, I've seen the original Shaft.
Okay. I'm also need Darren not to just assume that you've seen something. You know, yeah, because you don't know. He might be into like reading Rainbow or something. Anyway, so that vibe is what I'm going for. So right there, I know what I want the drums to play, something with the pocket. So I've written a piano part. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna pull up piano part. My apologies. Thought I had the folder open. Okay, got the folder. All right, bam. Yeah. Okay, so now with the piano part, I want the piano to play just something. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm doing this idea. So something really simple, kind of has like this drone vibe. This is something that the guitar can do with me. Bassist is doing this. Did it pop up? Yeah, okay. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Sorry. While that's happening. So arranging it, I'm thinking I want to set up the vibe to that melody that you heard, do 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 do, which Mr. Collin have already stated that it has a more of a dark vibe, right? And I'm going with blaxploitation vibe, funky Shaft. Shut your mouth. Somebody is walking in and drop kicking someone, like sucker. Nobody probably got that. So that's the vibe that I'm going for. So now let's take a listen to an actual band taking that idea. Clearly, they're not finale, they're actual human beings. So with the instructions of what you've written and you telling them how you want it, they're going to play their interpretation. All right. So this is an example of that. All right, I'm sorry. I should share my sound, right? I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Yeah, it's coming through your mic, not the not the.
All right. Okay. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Bassist is taking the liberty to go play the part, but take it further as he wants. What the horns have. They're blown up front, do whatever they want. my fading skill. Okay, I've been working on that. All right. So, can definitely hear. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Brother's calling me. So, all right, back to. So now, since we have the whole vibe of the tune has been in what key? Can anyone tell me, or if you can see it?
D minor.
D minor. All right, let's have this D minor overtone, and we were going for a dark sound. We were going for a black exploitation vibe to it, right? So writing out the melody, sketching out it, coming up with an intro, an interlude, solo section, drafting, sketching idea, now arranging it to that, orchestrating it to where I give what horns that I want what to play. So when it came to the solos, I figured, okay, well, I want to keep it in that D minor, dark, just vibe. So with all of that D minor in chords and polychords happening, I wanted the release to be something in D minor. Therefore, I could have kept it just D minor just throughout the whole entire solo, but I chose to make it a D minor blues-ish, a little bit extended. But you definitely want to hear that 1 minor going to 4 minor. That's because when it comes to orchestrating it, that's the vibe that I was going for. That makes sense? Yeah? Okay. So now, that being said, if we were to do this, have everyone ever heard of Overjoyed by Stevie? Yeah? No? You never really know.
Anybody? Jordan, you heard that before?
Of course.
Okay.
Okay, y'all millennials or y'all ex-millennials or something. Y'all probably just listen to Ariana Grande or something.
She might have done I don't know. She might have. Who knows? This lead sheet should be in the folder as well. So if we were to follow these 4 steps with just simply this tune, her band is killing though. Well, you see that? You never know. So if we were to implement these 4 steps with something as simple as the intro, all right, we're gonna do the intro twice. So 8-bar, 8-bar intro, which is basically just repeating this intro twice. How would we go about? What are some ideas that we would do to have fun and come up with an idea? Let me see if I can pull up. All right. I got to figure out how to do this. Wow, here we go. Okay. Can you all see my finale? All right. So now the question is, I don't have enough screens. I see why people have 2 or 3 monitors. Okay. So looking at this intro. Ooh, okay. I think I might know how to do it. Bam, right there. All right. So now looking at this intro, how would we go about orchestrating it or arranging it?
What you got for us, Cam?
Can you repeat that?
Looking at the intro, how would we go about just arranging it? We're gonna take this 4 steps that we've been talking about: writing an idea, drafting, sketching an idea, arranging it, and finally orchestrating it. So right now we're just looking at the first 4 bars of Overjoyed, and I'm just trying to see how can I get all of them together. Okay, let's just look at it from this perspective. So we have, just so we can hear the harmonies. Sorry, that sounds like a saxophone patch that's being played. Okay. So let's talk about well, we already have the melody for this. So step one is already taken care of because we're not composing this. We have what we want. In certain situations, if you wanted to do it another time, then we could like talk about step one. Let's say if you wanted to write this in 3 or if you want to write it in 5, then step one would be definitely like a important step to sit down and like think about, okay, how we're going to do this. So now drafting and sketching an idea. We know that we have an intro that we doing right now, so that's cool. So let's look at arranging and orchestrating it. So who would you give if we were to arrange just this intro? What are some ideas? The main harmony part, are we giving it to the piano? Are we giving it to the drums? We're thinking of a sextet: trumpet, saxophone, trombone, piano, bass, and drum. All right, this is our situation. Who do we give what to and why? I would preface and say that you cannot be wrong. Just see if whether or not it works or not, it fits or not.
I say piano.
You giving the harmony to the piano?
Yeah, because I'm looking at moderately slow, and I think piano would give it the context that it needs.
Okay.
Like I don't think personally that like having a brass instrument start off, the song would fit the context of the song. So I think a piano would be a nice little start to it.
Okay. And another thing, the piano can cover a lot more harmonies as well. So if we were to give this to the horns to if we were to give this intro just the harmonies to the horns, then we would only have a 3-part harmony thing happening, right? We couldn't get as I guess warmth or thickness of the chord as we can get with having the piano or guitarist or vibraphonist play the harmonies in intro. Does that make sense with everyone? All right. So let me go ahead. I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, okay. This might be the easiest way of doing it. Can y'all see my finale? All right.
Yeah, we see it.
All right. So let's go ahead and give those harmonies to the piano. Now, I'm going to keep that B flat on top because the first chord we had was a D flat 6, right? I'm assuming we all good with our theory, right? We need to go over theory real quick? We solid on that? All right. So we had a D flat 6, C7, C flat major 7, C7. 6 of D flat is what?
B flat.
B flat. And then we know C7 still have that B flat on top. B major 7 still have that B flat on top. So I'm gonna voice these harmonies with those chords on top. All right. All right. I got it written pretty low. Just so we can have harmonically, we can have it pretty just down there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just do this simpler. Now, the reason why I made the harmonies simpler, just keeping the essentials of them, was because the range of where we're playing them. If I would put more notes on them, it get a little bit muddy. Boy. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. So now, here comes the fun part. Now we must come up with an intro for the horns. So if you were to hear those harmonies, I'm going to play them for you again. And I want you to sing in your own mind, or if you're in front of your instrument, you can play them as well. I want you to sing to yourself what you're hearing as an intro. Cool? All right, we're going for it. What are you hearing?
What
No
you think,
ideas.
Camilo? What you got?
Say again?
I said what? I'm asking what Camilo heard.
Camilo, what you heard?
I heard like a little like maybe unison line, maybe between like the trumpet and the saxophone, like boo-doo-ah, da-da. I don't know, something like that.
No, keep going. I like it. Keep going.
Boo-doo-ah, da-da-da, boo-doo-ah. Yeah. Boo-doo-ah, doo-ah, doo-ah. I don't know, something like that.
And you think in unison?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, because I think maybe with harmony, it might be too soon for harmony.
Okay. You could, because the other thing is, you could have the unison line and then branch out into harmony. Do do day 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 lay day day harmony.
Yeah, maybe like the second time.
Oh, okay. Because we're repeating it, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of it being 8-bar intro.
All right. So let's write that in for the first 4 bars. Yeah, and see if anyone else hearing anything else. All right. Let's figure out this line that you hear.
Yeah, I think so. I don't even know if that fits the chord though.
All right. That helped even more.
Yeah.
Play it for me one more time.
I think the second. I think the da 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 needs to be all changed up a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna rewrite these harmonies because I wrote them way slower than they're supposed to be. I just need to figure out the time. Count off the time and then play it again.
1, 2. So let's pick up 1, 2, 3.
Okay, it's a pickup. All right.
I mean, you could also maybe reharm the third chord too, to fit.
We could do it without the pickup. Ooh. All right.
Maybe so that the on the C flat major, maybe you can keep the note the same so that there's not like a minor 7.
On the C that you have on the trumpet line.
Yeah.
Keep it. Make it a C flat.
Yeah. No, sorry. Make it a. Wow, I can't speak. B flat. So it doesn't clash with the harmony.
All right. This tempo is killing me though. Finale's like, we're gonna make this fast. Like, It's overjoyed. Date night music. Come on now. Let's try 100. See how that goes. What we thinking, Darren? 80? Whoa.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, there it is.
Any objections? Anyone hear anything different? All right. So now, do we repeat this line? Do we come up with another line to counter it? What are we thinking?
Jordan, what you got?
So I was thinking with this in mind, I'd say have that. Since what do we have? We have like 7 measures. So I was thinking have that repeat for the next 2, and then I was thinking having the instruments complement the piano by having like the trumpets play a steady B flat, the altos playing the guide tones, and trombone playing the bass notes, something like that.
So we repeat this for 4 bars and then have them do the pads.
Right.
Okay. So something like. Wait for a moment. See how that works. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
All right. Did anybody hear? It sounded like we had a
Yeah, it sound crunchy.
right there, crunchy. So that right there tells us that we have something clashing with this trombone playing a C, B natural, C flat with. I'm thinking. Let's see if we can resolve that by just moving that up an octave. Yeah, I think it was just the octaves between the piano and the and the horns. All right, I'm gonna change this last chord. Now, any drummers in the room?
I think I'm the only one, bro.
What? You about to get paid? Come on now.
We got Valerie. She's a guitar player. That's basically a drummer too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, the reason why I asked this question, when if I am playing, bass players as well. If there are any bass players, guitar players, and drummers, the whole bass and drum factor. Now, for horn players, I guess piano players as well. This is why it's always important to um ask drummers and bassists what they're thinking of, like grooves and ideas. So now, Overjoyed, Stevie Wonder. Is this something that you can dance to? Does anyone know if this is a song that you can dance to? Really,
Valerie, what you think?
all
Go ahead.
Stevie Wonder tunes are dance, right? So now, what is our biggest issue with what we have right now? Can anyone, just by simply looking at it?
Dominic, what do you think?
There's no groove. There's no drums or bass.
There's no drums, there's no bass. All right. A lot of it is what my biggest issue that I'm seeing, a lot of the ideas that we have are all on a downbeat. You know what I mean? So, why do you think it's important whenever like you playing a swing tune and someone counts it off a certain way? this is one of the reasons why aerosols were so funny back in the day. They're great tools to help you learn and to help you shed. But the thing that everyone thought was funny was the count offs. You know, so if we're going to play in the mellow tone, right, and I count off 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like you can't feel the swing, the pulse, right? So when you count off a rock tune or pocket tune, you count it off a certain way. You move a certain way. When you're doing a swing tune, you move a certain way. A 1, a 2, 3, 4. It's all about how you viewing the upbeat. So now a lot of what we have right now is heavy on the downbeat. So are we gonna have a swing feel to it? You know, like any lines that will go against the down. Boom, boom. And that's where you get some really cool counter lines. So whatever you want to do, just you know that you have a heavy anchor with what the rhythm section is playing. Bloom, blip, blip, doo, and that's just like some straight up guitar. You know, I'm thinking like what a guitar player will play. Anybody that plays with Al Green, or you know, anything like that. Boom, the line that you gave us, Camilo, like Camilo, that works really well. Then we just find something else to complement it. And this is what like arranging and orchestrating is all about: finding what works, what fits, what doesn't fit. Does that make sense? Because we're simply trying to make it to here.
Hey, Will,
Yeah.
we gotta wrap it here until
Okay.
Friday.
Okay. Let me save this. So when we get back, we're going to continue this and at least get the A section along with it, because we're only doing the intro and the first A. It's not that much. All right. Come on, listen to the song. Whether you're on Spotify, Tidal, whatever that you have, go and check out as many different recordings. All right, and then I want you to bring in who you are. We didn't get a chance to ask everyone, Camilo and Dominic, your favorite artist, what you like listening to, what's your biggest influence. Think about all of that, and bring that to the arrangement. Why do you like Ariana Grande? You know, why do you like? I don't know. Darren said that you all like Ariana Grande.
They like Lil Baby. They like Lil Baby.
Okay, Little Baby or the Big Baby or all the other baby, the short one, the tall one, any of the babies. Why do you like them? You know, bring that to your arrangement, and that's going to give you a sound that you have. So whenever we hear, it's like, oh man, that's got to be Dominic, because I hear that Little Baby piano line that he's playing right now. You know what I mean? This right here will help you find your signature sound. Will have you find your unique sound, which is always a great thing, because you want people to be like, oh man, I know who wrote that. That's a great thing. No matter what contemporaries tell you. Yeah, you don't ever want people to be confused and never can tell who you are. I don't get that.
So Will, what are they writing exactly?
I will put a PDF of this exact what we have so far in the folder, and just come up with some ideas to plug in all the holes that we have. Does that work? All right. But I want you to I want you to listen to the recording, and find something that makes you unique and bring it. So whatever we can fit in, we'll fit in.
Are we doing the whole tune or just the intro?
Or we're just only doing the intro up to the first A.
Right.
So like the first ending. The PDF is also in there if you want something so you can look at and shed with. Okay? So this will be in there in addition to the lead sheet.
Hey man, everything I write is funky, man.
Just hey, so you know what I mean? Like, I've heard.
Hey man,